Hey, beautiful beings, and welcome to a new energy update. My name is Fina. In the case that you have never visited this channel before, I bring you pre-channeled messages from the Angelic Collective, the collective from archangels and master angels who are always in communication with us on how we can navigate the energies that are present for us as a collective. Now, I am bringing you this update from the town of Vézelay in France. And Vézelay is very well known for having a connection to Mary Magdalene. And I would love to share with you what they have showed me through the Akashic records. And also I would like to start by grounding ourselves and connecting to the energy of Vézelay. As you can see, I am right at the back of the Cathedral of Vézelay. And this is an alignment with Asquin, if I say it correctly. My French apparently is not so good. These are Camino pathways, and I've talked about this so many times before, that these are the pathways of light. The Camino is known for the presence of Saint Jacques, who the people who watch these readings know by now. His real name is, maybe I already said it, Jacob. So we are right here on his pathways, and it's an incredible place. This place has so much connection to, indeed, Mary Magdalene, to the keeper of light, Jacob, and also to other very important brothers and sisters that come from the same flame. So we're going to dive more into that. As I said, I first want us to connect to the energetic grid of Vézelay. As this is a public place, I cannot guarantee you silence. So I hope that you will take this with into accountability, and that you honor the transmission more than the silence. And in case the silence or the noise disturbs you, then later on you can also watch this video by tuning into it and by dimming the volume. Yeah, so then you can really feel into the energy of the grid here. So I would like to invite you to take a moment to close your eyes and to take in a deep breath. And let's do also another one. Another deep breath in and out. From here, we call on the protection of Archangel Michael, as always, with our groundings, to connect to everyone that is watching, to keep them safe in transmission of energy, to set a safe container for them. And from there, you can visualize your roots from your heart moving like a spiral or in a straight line into the ground, into the ground, into the ground, into the core of Mother Earth. And there, take a moment to really ground into her core. So feel out for yourself where you can connect. Ask her. And then connect there where you are guided to connect yourself. And as you connect, maybe you feel a slight tug, a little movement, or a lot of movement, or maybe nothing. All is well. And as you want, you can ask her to bring her energy upward. Give her permission, if you like to move into your body for extra grounding. And let her make her way into your heart. And from your heart space, we are going to bring our attention and bring our focus upwards to the ethers. And this can be in a straight line, this can be spiraling. So bring your energy upward. Bring your energy upwards, into the ethers. And from there you can make a connection to your higher self and to Source. And in the moment that you feel connected, you can set the same intention to bring this energy back to your body. All the way through the ethers, through the crown chakra, and then into your heart, where we combine both the energy of Gaia and of Source. And I'm going to take a moment to ground myself into the energy here and to transmit this to you. So you can keep your focus in your heart space, keep your focus inside. And from there, we're going to take a deep breath in. And out. And we'll do that again. In and out. So from there, we're going to come back to the here and now. You are ready, you can reopen your eyes. And we have some beautiful sunlight coming in from the back. Beautiful. So as you maybe have felt, it is quite a strong energy. So when connecting to energy grids like these, make sure that afterwards you drink enough of water. Any moment that you feel lightheaded, ground yourself. These are energies that are coming from the ethers. So how can that be when we are talking about an earth line, an energetic grid line? It goes like this. This place, like I said, is very much known for Mary Magdalene and her brotherhood of light, as well as Jacob. Now, whether we are talking about them or about Isa, who we know as Jesus, they are all connected to the ethereal flames. Also the Knights Templar, also the Rosicrucians, many, many martyrs that we see in the church displayed as saints were once unfavored by the church. They brought humanity a very important message, and that is that you can make a connection to Source yourself. So if anything is important at this time, we've said it in the last energy update, is that you ground yourself, just like we did just now, to make a connection to Gaia every day and to your higher self every day. That is also how they brought source energy into the earth. Mary Magdalene is also referred to as the Holy Grail. You can see her as a cup, as a vessel, but you have that same vessel, which is your physical vessel. The moment that you are in your full alignment with Source, you can channel that energy into the earth. Now, these beautiful people slash beings that I'm referring to, they were masters of energy. I am not talking about that they practiced for a couple of days and then they connected and created the grid lines. No, I'm talking serious mastery. And mastery is created over years. So even if you feel that your grounding is not doing much, keep on doing it. The moment that you are fully aligned, you can connect better to these grids, you can build your torus field, your energetic body, and you will stop feeling fatigued. And I'm smiling because that's how I felt before I came here. I traveled a lot, I worked a lot, and this place has replenished me in plenty. Now, another important thing is that the collective has taught me that we can be told what happened in a place, but it's better for us to discover ourselves. So it doesn't matter whether you read a book written by a monk or written by a channeler. It is still very important to make your own connection, and from there you can also learn to connect to what we call the Akashic records. It is like watching a movie of ether. You can see the history of a place. So they emphasize to me not to believe just anything. So I'm going to share with you what I saw as I was connecting within the cathedral. From what I could see was a circle of these masters channeling down source energy. That is why this energetic line is so extremely powerful, so extremely potent. It is not just one of the masters, because also Mary Magdalene, she is one of the masters. It was a group channeling down source energy, making a connection between the ethers, the highest realm, and the earth. Now this came with incremental force, and that is exactly why we can still feel this today. It is like the roots made by Jacob. These routes were walked so many years ago, more than 2,000 years ago, and still, they are so strong that we love to connect to the grid. So you can imagine that if you take a couple of these masters, that the connection to source is even bigger. It is amazing what you can feel here. So if you have the chance to ever visit this place, then please do so. It can really help you balance out and connect to the grid, because in a lot of places the energy has been dampened, and those are not the places to connect to. No, it is places like this, or for example Esbedra in Ibiza, the energies that are really pure for you to connect to, that will make a difference. Now what they also have is a relic by Mary Magdalene. And I've come across relics many times before in churches, like in Roermond in the Netherlands. They had a relic from Jacob, they said. And as I was standing there, I tried to feel if I could recognize the frequency, but there wasn't any. So then and there I knew that that relic was not for real. This one, however, in the cathedral, there is a crypt, and there they have the relic of Mary Magdalene. And for me personally, it feels true. I recognize the frequency from earlier visits to France, and I could also feel an activation, an exchange, an energy exchange at the third eye. She's very much connected to the third eye. Did you know that? So she could see, she had her intuitive senses wide open. It is really powerful to be here, to be in this place. Then we are going to go into the pre-channeled messages that are very much connected to what I just said about the martyrs, because Mary Magdalene was also a martyr. She has been made into a whore, and everything that was intuitive was been made into that you had the beliefs or the powers of a heretic, all the while that you were connected to your natural capabilities. The story of condemning your natural abilities was put forward by the church. And the message that the Angelic Collective gave is that the cloak of martyrdom, so in Dutch het boetekleed, the cloak of martyrdom can be dropped. As light workers, we have spent so many centuries, so many cycles even on this planet, where our capabilities have been dampened. So she also said to me, hey, it's true that humanity has been enslaved. It is really true. And they've shown me that they do this in so many ways, by dampening the grid, by sending out frequencies through radio waves, by poisoning our water, poisoning our lands, our food, putting pressure on us in all sorts of ways. And when we are stressed, our ethereal body disintegrates and we shift out of our power. Now, it's the same with food and water. It has such a big influence on us. So it is time at this moment, Earth is reintegrating freedom codes. Now, maybe you have heard about light codes before. What are light codes? Well, light codes are transmissions of an intention, of a message in communication to Gaia, in communication to us as a collective, that we can reopen and step into our freedom. So instead of keeping ourselves quiet, instead of letting ourselves be called a heretic, to really open up about our truth from what we perceive, we have as much of a right to speak as the next one. Now, of course, there have been many people before us that have spoken about their capabilities. But it's really time, and I don't know if you just felt that, but I can sometimes feel the grid move underneath me when I'm sitting on the earth. It's such a good feeling because it is Gaia flowing, and the moment that she is flowing and that her energy lines can flow, we can also flow. When her meridians are charged and we are connected to them, then also our meridians are charged. And that is why we feel so blessed, so happy, so with energy when we are connected. Now, my friends, this is what we have to do at this time. So, good news, the freedom codes. We've had multiple transmissions, but we cannot have them all at once because also what is playing out in the world is very much a result of one of those transmissions. There's a lot of dark coming out into the light for transmutation. It cannot hide any longer, it is there, it is being acknowledged. And we are stepping more into our power. And that is all because we are feeling more connected, whether it is consciously or unconsciously. We are more connected right now. So people are waking up. They are waking up to their freedom. And whenever we feel that something, a rule, is not serving its purpose, then we can say no more. No more of this. We are going to do it differently. Okay, so that is very important. Step into your light. They have said it before. Now, because I'm not at home and I do not have my sticky note to my phone, I have to check where we are. Ah, yes, abundance. We are shifting more into abundance. And no, I am not going to give you a pep talk like one of those abundance coaches, but we can relearn by connecting ourselves to have an easier way of manifesting. This also takes communication with the divine. So we can ask for what we want. I will give you an example. Was it yesterday? Yeah. I was in between towns and there was no bus. And I was for a moment a little bit like, okay, now I have to walk for hours with a really heavy backpack. And after a few minutes, I was like, okay. But I said, if it is possible to have someone give me a ride, then I would be very grateful. Now, I had asked for a bottle of water at a house, or at least for water, and the friend of the man later on drove past me, and then he stopped, and then he said, "Hey, can I give you a ride?" And this was so nice of him. So I got to sit in the back of his truck with my big backpack, and it was great. I didn't have to carry it for all those kilometers, and I was here very quickly, so quickly that I could spend the day already connecting to the cathedral and to this place. So I'm not saying that everything is given to me, but when I really ask for something or set my intention, the things that we are open to receive, yes, I am going to say it, I'm sorry, we will receive, and with other things we will have a bit of more of a challenge, but there is more capacity for us to receive right now because the grid is more activated and more opening up. Now today I paid an homage to the energy of not only Mary Magdalene as a divine feminine, but also to the masculine. So we can again name Jacob or Isa, all the brothers and sisters that have put down the energy for humanity here, right here on the grid of Vézelay, to honor them. Also for healing. We are still in a messy phase. The feminine are really working on the purifying of the womb space, purifying sexual abuse, purifying all the times that we gave ourselves away voluntarily to people that didn't have the right intentions. That is what we are doing at this moment in time. And the more we clean out our system, we are also more able to receive. So if at this time you feel emotional or you are working through a lot, we are facing challenges and we are also clearing out as a collective. So after the clearing, you will be more than capable than that you were before to receive in abundance. So I brought 2 beautiful roses, a white one for the masculine, a red one for the feminine, and I put it at the crypt under the relic of Mary Magdalene with the intention for healing for us and the honoring for them that they placed the grid and that they anchored down the energy of source so much for us that I felt so grateful walking here, being able to connect. Yeah. Then let's see. I see that I've remembered most of what I wanted to say in this transmission. What was really interesting for me was as I was grounding down here. One moment. There's a motorbike passing. That they also emphasized the connection to, dare I say it, so nice. Someone said to me once, only the ones with the ears to hear you and only the ones with the eyes to see you will hear and see you. That's, they again made it clear to me that our origins are not from the earth in itself. So that we indeed have our connections to, for example, the Arcturians and many other species as well that have learned to live on a higher frequency, which is very interesting. This is going to come up in the upcoming years a lot as we open up our consciousness to also interact. And for some, it might seem far out there to even have the thought that this is possible. For me, it is very clear that it is so, that we have different origins. They also pointed out the works of Blavatsky, in which she writes about our origins, that we are seated here. So our species, the origin of our species is different than what we've been told. So even if you don't believe that, you do not have to take anything from me. It is within their messages. So you can take it with you and you can see if it comes forward in the upcoming years or not. We will see. We will see. I have enjoyed it very much making this transmission for you from the town of Vézelay. And I really hope that you enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next one.